There's a bar.
Okay, so yeah, you would. So hi everyone, and happy New Year.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if everyone could just, if you got a phone, just put it on mute while we do it. Okay. So first off, I just wanted to say that I'm really happy to see you all here and both on the Zoom screen. And it means a lot to be able to share the tools of EFT with you all, which basically, some of you were here last time, but I'll give you a very short intro to it. So it's an evidence-based method to primarily reduce stress levels. The thing is, stress shows up in many different ways in our lives, but studies have shown that using EFT can reduce cortisol up to 43%. So what I'm sharing with you are the self-help tools of how you can use it for yourself. And while you're learning it, don't stress yourself out about learning it. However much you remember when you leave here, that's fine. Even if you remember one point, just think of it as that's my point until I remember a bit more. So just don't stress out about it.
Excuse me, are you here every week?
I'm here every week, Wednesday mornings. That's the time that was agreed.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'd say the main aim is if you can eventually create a tapping habit, then in the moments when things aren't so calm and controlled, when things go offline and you feel the stress rising and you feel a bit frazzled, if you could even tap the side of your hand or your chest and remember to breathe. Because when we get stressed, our breathing gets shallow. So I'm just kind of reminding you all of a few things that work, and the breath is always there. But you normally either hold the breath or you go really hyper with it and it's shallow breathing. So the breath helps as well. So I'm just going to go over the 9 basic tapping points. The first one's the side of the hand. It's called a karate chop point because martial arts people go higher and they hit the wood or whatever with the side, just the fleshy part of the hand. So that's there. It's called a karate chop point. Side of hand, same thing. So that's the point we normally start on. It's also the point where if we want to work on something specific, we say it right at this point. There was a traditional format to that, but even that, you don't have to stress out about remembering what to say. If you, for example, if you fell down, you're all right, but you fell down and you feel a bit frazzled, you could just say, oh, that fall. You don't even have to go into a long sentence. Or you could be saying, even though I fell and I'm okay, I really feel angry because I didn't see the curb, you might be blaming yourself for falling, things like that, where it's not just what happened, but all your emotions around what happened. So you're really addressing the emotions around whatever is going on. But there's a long sequence of even though I feel this issue, I deeply and completely accept my feelings. But if you can't remember that, you could just say what the issue is. I fell and I feel a bit upset or I feel shaken, anything like that. Just whatever you feel, but you say it there. Even though I had this fall, or even though I feel stressed out about, oh, I got somewhere late and I missed my appointment, I feel really stressed that I'm gonna go and make it a new appointment. You just say it on the side of the hand. Then you go through the points. The next point is the top of the head. And basically it's very forgiving. There are a whole lot of points on the top of the head. So if you just use the flat of the hand, you just tap around and remember to breathe. The main thing is, if I
Excuse
need,
me, you use this part of this.
well, some people use this part, some people use the fingertips and just go all around. The actual exact point is from the tip of the ear up to the center, so it's just about 3.5 inches from the beginning of the forehead. But if you use a few fingers, for sure, you're gonna hit the point. So it takes the stress out of remembering exactly where. So some people tap all over their head because there are a lot of Chinese medicine, a lot of yang points, meridian endpoints on the top of the head. So you can just play with it, and you find your rhythm. You have to trust yourself that you will find your own rhythm as to how you do it. You normally,
Two hands or just one?
well, the top of the head normally would be, some people do it like this, but you can do it with one hand normally on the top of the head. If it's a bilateral point, like the next point is the inner eyebrow. Some people use both and you use like 2 fingers here. Some people choose a side. Whichever is your dominant hand, people tend to resonate and go towards the dominant hand, but you can do it bilaterally. Some people even use 2 fingers and just do both sides at once because it's a very small space just at the beginning. So
Does it matter which hand you use?
no,
There you
no,
go,
it doesn't.
Tony.
It doesn't matter which hand.
The other hand.
So both hands, it doesn't matter. The main thing is you're simulating the point. If you've got a bad headache and you feel it's stress related or you feel there's more going on, you don't have to be tapping because that would make the headache worse because you're physically vibrating. You can just touch and hold. So that's a gentler feel, and then you just breathe. Then you would move to the next point and take a breath.
Oh, where's the next point again?
So it's the eyebrow, just the inner eyebrow, just when the eyebrow
Oh, inner
starts.
eyebrow.
Inner eyebrow. The third point on the face would be just if you move around the eyebrow to the side of the eye on the bony ridge. So that's the next point. It's called the side of the eye, literally, side of eye. So it's just there, just on the bony ridge. You can feel there's a ridge on the eye socket. So it's just that bony ridge on the side, not the soft temple. It's in front of the temple, it's just next to the eye, just on the side. And if you follow, it's almost like a map. So you start here, you go around the eyebrows to the side of the eye, then you go under the eye, still on the bony ridge. And once again, you can be doing both, or you could be doing one. And if your face feels really sore, you can just touch and hold. So you're applying the pressure, but just constantly. And it's not hard pressure, it's quite a light touch because you don't want to end up making your face feel irritated and sore.
My fingers feel relaxed already.
Okay. Yeah, because they're also finger points. They're also finger points.
And 2 fingers, you said.
Normally, it's about 2. Anymore, it's a bit too much because the face is quite small. Normally 2 fingers is about right. And you normally tap between, I'd say at least 5 times. When I first started, I was there 1, 2, 3. But eventually you relax. You relax into it. You trust yourself that, and sometimes you like a spot. Different people resonate with different spots. Like I love the side of the hand. Some people love the chest when we get it. So whatever, sometimes you choose a point that brings you feel as if it brings you a bit more comfort.
Do
Okay,
you close your eyes?
you can, or you can leave them open. It's really up to you. There have been a few studies which have shown that sometimes you might be closing your eyes and you think you've cleared whatever issue you're working on. But because most things happen when we're awake, sometimes there's still a residue. When you open your eyes, you find I'm still feeling it inside of me. So ideally, especially, well, you're looking at me because you're learning, but if it's like first thing in the morning and you're feeling a bit dozy, but you got to get out of bed, it can help you get out of bed. It can help raise your energy, in which case you might be lying in bed and you might just have your eyes closed. Just be kind to yourself. That's the main thing, a bit of self-kindness in the midst of it. So after under the eye, the next point is under the nose. Okay. So 2 fingers again, or just press if it feels better. It's all about what feels better for you. The point after that is just around the mouth, under the lip. That little dip in the chin is the next point. And the point after that is the collarbone. So I'm wearing something with a collar, but if you feel the knobbly bones of the collarbone, the two bits in the middle, you go down about an inch and across outwards about an inch, and that's the spot. So it's called a collarbone point. But once again, with the collarbone point, there's a lot more points here than just that particular point. One way to cover both sides is to just place your hand across the neck, and you're gonna hit, the thumb's gonna hit one side, and the rest of the hand's gonna be actually stimulating a few more points all at once. So you can either go down an inch and across an inch, and it's around here. And for the collarbone, you can use all 4 fingers because it's a bigger area. And you can just trust. There is another type of tapping I do for emotional first aid where we tap all over the chest. Because just like the head, there are loads of meridian endpoints here. So be kind. Don't go thinking I'm doing it wrong. Just trust. In all this, when I tap 5, 6 times, I must get it at least 2, 3 times. So just be kind to yourself. And the last point is under the arm. So it's actually where the bra tends to reside, where the bra actually sits. So it's about a hand's width down from the armpit. So it's just where the bra strap lies. And that's the underarm point. So just there, it's just about there. So those are the 9 main points. But if you leave here and you could only remember 2, use the 2 you remember. Because I'm doing it every week. Eventually, it's gonna start to go into your muscle memory. You're gonna remember, oh, it's just, it becomes like nothing. It's just like anything that you learn for the first time. It's always hard in the beginning to get comfortable with it.
Is it a good idea to write them, the 9 points, before we go, or not?
If you want to, you can. It's really up to you. I've got a website which has it all on it. I've got cards. I can give you, it's just, if you go onto the website, you can see the diagram. Sorry, you can, I'll let you all have cards if you want after.
But you can do it every which way. You don't have to start with your head, right? You can
Okay.
just do this.
Well, ideally, you want to do all.
Uh-huh.
If you can't remember all, go for what you do remember.
Uh-huh.
It's better than doing none of them, but it's a sequence. So you start at the intention point, the side of the hand,
Yeah.
stating whatever you want to work on,
Right.
and then you just go through the points.
When you come-
Normally, ideally, you want to keep track of how you're doing. So if we're tapping on some stress, some particular stress point, you check in with yourself, and at the beginning, you would try to figure out, where am I feeling this stress? You could close your eyes for a minute and just feel into your body. So we're going to do a little practice right now. So what I normally start with,
Excuse me, suppose that you said you're falling down in the street or something, or then you don't do the whole thing, you just do the.
well, whatever you can, you do whatever you can manage.
Oh, but if you do all of it, it's even better.
Yeah, because you're hitting all the points. But if in the moment, if something happens and you're somewhere where you're uncomfortable doing all, and people watching you or whatever, you can just be doing the side of the hand. There are also finger points, which I will do next week, because I don't want to overload folks with everything all at once, because then you get nothing. So we'll take it step by step. So I'm gonna do a little bit right now, just about the old year into the new year, because that's exactly where we're at right now. So first, I normally do a little check-in. And one more thing I didn't address is the fact that, do you tap, if you're saying what's wrong, if you're in a position to say what's wrong, because if you're in public and something's happened, you wouldn't be saying, oh, there's stress, you'd be thinking it silently. If you're on your own, you have a choice of saying it out loud or silently. The only difference is, like when I work with people one-on-one, they tell me how they're feeling, I take notes, and then I guide them through using their own words. And hearing your own words echoed back at you, because everyone repeats, I would lead and the person would repeat, and I will guide you all through everything here. When you say it out loud, there's, to me, a different energy in it, because you're stating, whoever's there, you're stating in the world, this is how I feel, while when you do it silently, it's still inside of you. So if you are in a position and you're feeling something, saying it out loud disperses some of that negative energy, because we're basically moving from where you are, the truth of how you feel in the moment, which normally might be, if not extremely negative, but some form of not being neutral. So you state your truth, and the aim is with the tapping, as your stress goes down, you start to realize, well, say you were late for something and you lost your appointment. You might get from all the frustration of that, or maybe the receptionist wasn't kind when you said, oh, I'm late, and they said, you can't have that appointment anymore. All the upset you had, and eventually you realize, well, I guess I could reschedule. It's not so bad. Maybe there was someone else who, I couldn't keep someone else waiting who was on time for their next appointment. You know, common sense kind of comes back in when the upset fades a bit into the distance. So it takes you from the negative place you're in back to at least a neutral, even if you don't get to positive, you could get back to center where you're thinking, okay, I missed my appointment, but in the grand scheme of things, it is not the end of the world. I'm going to be able to sort, maybe it has some inconvenience associated with getting another appointment. Maybe you go back to the back of the queue. So there'll be frustration in that, but it's not actually the worst thing that could happen to me today.
Yeah.
So maybe I could go have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, have a drink of water, chill out and just think, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. Because in the moment, it feels really bad. And it's just being human, where your whole, the part of the brain that's trying to protect us, it goes into overdrive. And it's actually not so bad as you first feel it is. So we're going to do a little bit of it. And I'm just going to invite you just for a minute, just put your hands over your heart center. It's known that the heart has its own intelligence. The electromagnetic your heart can be measured and has been measured 3 feet in all directions around you. The heart has its own energy. So just close your eyes for a minute. Take a breath in. And release. And take another breath in. And release.
Okay, see you then.
And people are talking, and that's okay. And take a breath in. And release. And a breath in. And just imagine releasing any stress you might be feeling in this moment. And take a breath in, centering within yourself. And release, feeling as if you're grounded. You're here now. Giving yourself a little me time. And now we're just going to start tapping on the side of the hand. Right now, and just repeat after me in your head, or you can just echo me out loud. Right now, the doors are wide open.
The doors are wide open.
To let out that old year,
To let out that old year,
2023.
2023.
And to welcome in
And to welcome in
2024.
2024.
And maybe
And maybe
there are some things
there are some things
I just want to close the door on forever.
I want to close the door.
I want to just stamp my feet,
I just want to stamp my feet,
shake it all off,
shake it all off,
and get rid of it forever.
and get rid of it forever.
And I honor all of these feelings.
And I honor all of these feelings.
Even though
Even though
everyone wants me to just focus forward,
everyone wants me to just focus forward,
even I want me to just focus forward.
Even I want me to just focus forward.
But I recognize the fact
But
But
I
I recognize the facts
that there are some parts of me
that
there are some parts of me
that find it hard
that find it hard
to let go
to let go
of some of the hurts
of some of the hurts
that I experienced in 2023.
that I experienced in 2023.
And just like I would tell a good friend of mine,
and
Just like I would tell a good friend of mine,
that's okay.
that's okay.
And take a breath while you're there. And side of the hand. And I actually alternate the side of the hand from what you don't have to. I just do it. It changes the wiring in the brain. It just kind of crisscrosses as you change hands. So I just do it.
with fingers, you said, the tip of your
Yeah.
fingers.
Or you could even do this. Some people tap like this where they just do the two karate chops against each other. Whatever works for you. Or if something was wrong with one hand, you could actually just stimulate it somewhere else on the body. If for some reason your hands are just think laterally, how can I do this? And just make it work, yeah? Even though
Even though
2024 is brand new
2024 is brand new,
and I have so much I want to do,
and I have so much I want to do.
so many plans for myself,
so many plans for myself,
that there's even a part of me
that
There's
is
even a part of me
that feels a little scared
that
that
feels a little scared
about how I am going to do all these things.
about how I'm going to do all these things.
Because I've got a long to-do list.
Because
But
I
I
don't
don't told you.
What if
what if
I give myself permission
I give myself permission
to just do it one step at a time,
to do it just one step at a time,
one day at a time,
one day at a time,
and just do the best I can.
and just do the best I can.
Just like I would tell any friend,
Just like I would tell any friend,
maybe I could be a friend to me
maybe I could be a friend to me.
and just do the best I can.
I'll just do the best I can.
And accept the fact
And accept the fact
that some things are going to stay on track
that some things are going to stay on track,
and I might have to leave some things by the wayside
and I might have to leave some of the things on the side.
or reschedule.
Or reschedule
Something that I thought I could do in 1 week
something that I thought I could do in 1 week.
might take a few weeks.
Might take a few weeks.
Hell, it might take a few months,
Might take 3 months.
and that's okay
And that's okay.
because it's still progress.
It's still progress.
I'm still journeying.
I'm still learning.
And top of the head, 2023.
2023.
And just while we're tapping here, just for yourself, just think of what you maybe find it hard to let go of. If there's anything you're still hanging on to and you're thinking, I really want to let go of this, but I know I haven't let go of it. Just bring it to mind. Whatever it is, just bring it to mind. Even say it quietly aloud to yourself right now if you need to. If there's anything that you feel you really want to get, or if you want to share it, I'll write it down and I could do a round. If there's something, 1 word or 2 words on something you're still trying to figure out and you brought it with you from 2023 into 2024, still a work in progress. If there's anything you want me to add in a round that you want to say out loud, I'll take a note of it and just do a round on your words, okay? So,
My sister's phone calls,
okay, my sister's phone calls.
they stress me to no end. Can I do this while I'm on the phone?
Yeah, you can. You literally, yeah, just tap your chest while you're
Oh.
talking, so you're releasing. That's what's
Hello?
happening. Anything else anyone wants me to out loud add into, yeah,
Anger.
anger? Anyone else in the room? Clutter, okay. Anyone else has remnants from 2023 they want to try and Tension. And where is the tension? Tummy. The clutter, where do you feel the feelings about the clutter? Where inside of you? Where do you
Just
feel,
all around.
or no, where do you feel it inside?
I really haven't located that.
Okay, anyone knows, where do you feel your
Here.
anger?
Here.
In the chest?
Yeah.
Okay. Sisters phone calls, where do you feel that?
In my head, I get a headache.
Okay, Hetty. Anyone on Zoom wants to unmute and share what they would like to release that's been dragged into 2024 from 2023? And where they're feeling it. If anyone wants to share, you can do so now. Okay, so no one's unmuting, so I'm guessing they're happy to go with what we've got. So I'll just incorporate. Anyone else has anything else they wanna let go of from 2023?
Procrastination.
Okay,
That's a good one.
and where do you feel it?
Upper body.
And just think this
Overworked,
overworked, okay,
and I feel it in my neck.
in the neck. Okay, so for yourself, just think between 0 and 10, just as a gauge of if you're making progress or if there's still something there. Just see if it's going down. So see, when you think about all these things, sisters' phone calls in the head, anger in the chest, flutter, it's all around me and it's somewhere inside of me as well. Tension in the tummy, procrastination in the upper body, and overwork in the neck. Just between 0 and 10, where 0 is, it didn't come into 2024. I took care of it in 2023. And 10 where it's gonna take 10 more years to get rid of this. Where are you in between? Just 5. Okay, so think to yourself where you are right now with that number, because the aim is to work on it till it goes down. And it doesn't always happen. Sometimes it happens like a finger click, and sometimes it could be for the next week. 5 minutes a day, you just say your word. Even though I feel all this overwork, I accept this feeling. I accept this is how I feel, and that's okay. Just say something, I said acceptance sentence. So let's keep going. Let's go out to the side of the hand. Even though I did bring baggage with me
I did bring baggage with me
from 2023,
from 2023,
but I don't want to take it
but I don't want to take it
into 2025.
into 2025.
So I am willing
So I am willing
to look at it now
to look at it now
in 2024.
in 2024.
And it's just the first week of 2024.
And that is the first week of 2024.
So my chances are good.
So my chances are good.
Side of the hand again, even though
Even though
there's so much going on,
there's so much going on.
that's our legacy
That's our legacy
from previous years,
from previous years,
including 2023.
including 2023.
And I honor all my feelings
And I honor all my feelings
around all these issues.
around all these issues.
And maybe even
And
And maybe even
I could offer myself
I can offer myself
a little compassion,
a little compassion
because I am doing the best I can,
because I am doing the best I can.
even though
Even though
this is a new year
this is a new year
and society has made me feel
and society has made me feel,
that when that calendar clicks over
and when that calendar clicks over
from the 31st of December
from the 31st of December
to the 1st of January,
to the 1st of January,
everything's got to change.
everything's going to change.
I recognize the fact
I recognize
that I am a work in progress.
that I am a work in progress.
And that's the key word.
That's the key word.
Progress.
Progress.
So maybe I could offer myself
So maybe I can offer myself
some compassion,
some compassion,
some forgiveness,
some forgiveness,
because I am judging myself already.
because I'm judging myself already.
Take a breath. And let's go to the top of the head. My sister's phone calls,
My sister's phone calls,
and I feel it in my head.
and I feel it in my head.
Her talking gives me a headache.
Talking gives me a headache.
So I'm just acknowledging what's coming up for me right now
So I'm just acknowledging what's coming up for me right now.
and opening myself to explore this.
And opening myself to explore this.
And the eyebrow point. This anger
This anger
that is stuck in my chest.
that is stuck in my chest.
Maybe it's been there for even more than just 2023.
That's been there more than 2023.
Maybe
Maybe
it's just something I've gotten used to.
something I just got used to.
It's a constant companion,
It's a constant,
but maybe
and maybe
I could fly solo this year.
I can find one.
Fly solo.
Fly solo this
Fly
year.
solo this year.
Fly solo.
And leave anger behind. I'm just throwing that out there
I'm just throwing that out there.
and opening to that possibility.
And opening myself to that possibility.
Inside of the eye. All this clutter
All this clutter
that's still around me.
that's still around me.
A constant reminder
A constant reminder
of what I've still got to do.
of what I still have to do.
It's outside of me.
It's outside of me.
And it's giving me a feeling inside of me as well.
And it's giving me a feeling inside of me as well.
Maybe
Maybe
I could open to the possibility
I can open to the possibility
of one step at a time,
of one step at a time.
of taking a deep breath,
Taking a deep breath.
maybe even doing a little bit of tapping on the side of my hand,
Maybe a little tapping at the side of my hand.
and then saying, okay, today I clear this little space.
And saying, today I clear this little space.
No more than that, just this space.
No more than that, just this space.
And just see how that goes.
And see how that goes.
Baby steps,
Baby steps.
allowing myself to take baby steps.
Allowing myself to take baby steps.
I really don't have to do
I really don't have to do
everything,
everything,
everywhere,
everywhere,
all at once.
all at once.
There'd have to be a whole lot of new me's to do that.
There has to be a whole lot of need to do that.
So maybe I could give myself a little compassion
So maybe I give myself a little compassion
and start with a really tiny goal,
and start with a really tiny goal.
something really manageable,
Something really manageable.
bite size,
Bite size.
under this tension
This tension
in my tummy.
in my tummy.
The very first time I may have felt this,
The very first time I might have felt this,
I would have been a little tiny person.
I might have been a little tiny person.
And it could have been about something like forgetting my homework.
It might have been something like forgetting my home.
It could have been getting to school late.
It might be getting to school late.
It could have been doing something that I knew was wrong and I got caught.
Something I do.
You was wrong, I got caught.
This is a familiar feeling,
This is a familiar feeling,
this tension in my tummy.
this tension in my tummy.
And maybe
And
And
maybe
maybe
it's a default.
it's a default.
It's somewhere my nervous system
Somewhere in
somewhere my
my nervous
nervous
system
system
goes to
goes to
in times of stress.
in times of stress.
So I'm just acknowledging that
I'm just acknowledging that
it's a nervous system response.
it's a nervous system response.
And I'm thankful for my nervous system.
And I'm thankful for my nervous system.
And maybe when I feel it,
And maybe when I feel it,
I could recognize what's happening to me.
I can recognize what's happening to me.
And just say, thank you, nervous system.
And
And just
say,
say,
thank you, nervous system.
You're working really well.
You're working really well.
Maybe you're working too hard.
Maybe you're working too hard.
Maybe you can go on vacation
Maybe you can go on vacation.
and let me carry on with what I've got to do,
And let me carry
what I got to do.
even for a little while.
even for a little while.
And just open to that possibility.
I'm just open to that possibility.
And under the nose, there's so many things I plan to do
There's so many things I plan to do
that I procrastinate.
that I procrastinate.
Getting started can be the hardest part of doing something.
Getting started is the hardest part of doing something.
And I can take comfort
And I can take comfort
from the fact
from the fact
that I'm definitely not the only one.
that I'm definitely not the only one.
If I break it down,
If I break it down,
I procrastinate about the things
I procrastinate about things
that might be boring,
that might be boring,
that might be scary,
that might be scary,
that really don't bring me joy.
that really don't bring me joy.
Maybe the things that are hard work.
Maybe the things that are hard work.
And I acknowledge this.
And I acknowledge this.
There's a block
There's
It's
a
a
block.
lot.
about doing things that I don't really want to do,
I'm doing things that I don't want to do.
for whatever the reason.
For whatever reason.
Maybe I can offer myself a little compassion,
Maybe I can offer myself a compassion.
and just like with the clutter,
And just like with the clutter,
set myself a really, really tiny goal,
Set
myself a really, really tiny goal,
which I know is totally achievable.
which I know is totally achievable.
But when I tick it off my list,
When I take it off my list,
even if it's small,
even if it's small,
it feels so good.
it feels so good.
So maybe I can trick myself, my subconscious a bit,
Maybe
I trick myself
subconscious of it.
and give it a really small task to work with,
and give it a really small task to work with.
and see how that goes.
And see how
See
that
how it
goes.
goes.
On the chin. Ah, just let it out. Ah, just let it out. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take another breath. All this overwork,
All this over.
it makes me tired.
It makes me tired.
Just the thought of all the things I've set myself up to do
Just
Set
thinking of all the things
the
that
things
I
that that's what people
do
do.
is enough
is enough
to make me feel tired.
to make me feel tired.
And then I judge myself
And then I judge myself.
because I'm the one who agreed to all these things.
Because I'm the one who agreed to all these things.
So I've already put myself under pressure
So I already put myself under pressure
by agreeing to do all these things.
by agreeing to do all these things.
Then I put myself under more pressure
Then I put myself under more pressure
by judging myself
by judging myself
for agreeing to everything I agreed to.
For agreeing to everything I agree to.
Quite a circular moment
Yes, in the moment
of judgment,
Of
judgment.
judgment.
because it's hard to get out of the self-judgment cycle.
Because it's hard to get out of the self-judgment cycle.
Collarbone. And I'm not the only one
And
And I'm not the only one
who's overworked,
who's overworked,
feeling tired about the overwork,
feeling
tired about the overwork,
judging myself for the overwork,
judging myself for the overwork,
and getting even more tired.
and getting even more tired.
I'm not the only one
I'm
I'm not the only one
procrastinating
procrastinating,
and feeling it in my upper body
and feeling it in my upper body,
and feeling overwork in my neck
and feeling overworked in my neck,
and feeling tension in my body
and feeling tension in my body,
and feeling clutter everywhere,
and feeling clutter everywhere,
feeling anger in my chest
feeling anger in my chest,
and feeling my sister's voice in my head.
and feeling my sister's voice in my head.
I'm not the only one.
I'm
I'm
not,
not the only,
I'm definitely not the first one,
I'm
definitely not the first
and
one,
I won't be the last one.
And I won't be the last one.
But maybe I could be the first one to make a change.
Maybe I could be the first one to change.
Maybe I can gift myself that
maybe I can give myself
for 2024,
for 2024,
starting with a small change.
starting with a small change.
That just like a snowball,
Just like a snowball,
can get bigger and bigger,
and get bigger and bigger,
but in a good way.
in a good way.
Go another one. All these issues,
All these issues,
all these things I've got to deal with.
all these things I have to do,
Maybe I can make some space within myself,
maybe I can make some space within myself.
some processing space,
Some processing space,
some wriggle room,
some wiggle room,
some me time,
some me time,
when I just am,
When
when I just am,
when I can just be,
when I just can be,
when I can just breathe.
when I just breathe.
And go back to your heart center and just take a breath in and out. And in and out. And just check in with your own personal issue. And just check in where you're at with that. If there's any more spaciousness around it. Any more spaciousness around how you can do this, how you can make a small shift, a small positive shift. Any small thing you can do to change where it's at, to release just a little, baby steps, just to release a little, so that you lighten your load, maybe a change of your perspective. It could even be that magic word. We will do a whole tapping session on this at some stage. But that word is no.
Is what?
No, N-O. Sometimes it's the word no, which we feel very guilty to utter. Or maybe in some cases is the word yes, I can do this. If it was dealing with procrastination or clutter, it could be yes, I can do it. Or it could be no, I'm sorry, but I can't. I'd love to help you, but not this week. I'll get back to you. I'm still learning that one. I'll get back to you. It's a good word to give you a little time, a little space to think, can I really do this? If your default is yes, when you should be saying, I'll get back to you, maybe that's the little pause, that's the little step. So just kind of see if there's been any change. What I will say at this point, which I forgot to say, is that because it's energetic work, it's always good to hydrate. You need to keep hydrated. It helps energy to shift. It's the same thing like if you have a massage and they say, make sure you drink a lot of water. It's the same thing. You're shifting energy. So just be mindful to next week to walk with a little water. I just forgot to say. So at home as well, make sure you've got some water to hand. So I'm gonna just take a recce around the room if anyone wants to say if they've had any shifts or anything else came up for us to do another round of tapping. Or maybe we do a positive round of what you actually, so those are the things you want to let go of. What do you want to bring in 2024?
Going solo, letting go of anger.
Okay, going solo. You see, that's a nice way to think. I'm going solo, choosing to let go of anger. So that could be your phrase. You can tap on your own. Going solo, letting go of anger. Yeah? Anyone else?
Mindful eating.
Okay. Anyone else has anything they want to bring in? It could be related to what you want to let go of. It could be just something that you just, that's on your 2024 New Year to-do list that you really want to find a way to bring it in. So anyone else has anything?
Strength training.
Okay. Anyone else has anything else?
Going to the gym more than 2 days. I'm gonna try to put in 3.
I miss the decluttering. I was out getting my pressure taken. I want to declutter.
Okay, declutter.
But you do, you take out one thing a day, right?
I don't do that. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so you want,
Yeah.
so the aim to start with, and it's a tricky one with the subconscious, you say, I'm not doing more than one thing a day.
I want that to
actually-
be my resolution, at least one thing. a
Okay,
day.
one thing a day.
That's good.
I feel very light. You know, I came in here feeling very tense, but I'm much lighter now.
Okay, so you wanna just get more like this in twenty
I
twenty-four?
love that.
Yeah. Anyone else has anything else they want me to include?
Oh, you have somebody online who chat says
Okay.
letting go of anger and loving myself?
Okay, okay, so let's start tapping. Side of the hand. Even though I've still got residue from 2023,
I still have residue from 2023.
I acknowledge all those feelings,
I acknowledge all those feelings,
but I open
that I open
to the possibility
to the possibility
of bringing in all those positive things
of bringing all those positive things
that I want for myself
that I want for myself
and maybe even for those I love
and even for those I love.
into present awareness
Into present awareness
in 2024.
in 2024.
Even though
Even though
this is a process,
this is a process,
because life is a journey,
because life is a journey.
I am open
I am open
to seeing the progress I make
to seeing the progress I make.
and not just seeing the things I didn't manage to do.
And not just seeing the things I didn't manage to do.
Even though
Even though
there's a lot going on for me,
there's a lot going on.
the true blessing I have
The true blessing I have
right here, right now,
right here, right now.
on the third, it's the third, isn't it?
Yes,
On the 3rd of January,
on the 3rd of January,
2024,
2024,
is that I'm still standing.
that I'm still standing,
I'm still here.
I'm still here.
I am blessed with my life force energy.
I am blessed with my life force energy.
And where there's life,
And where there's life,
there's a way forward.
there's a way forward.
So bringing in gratitude as well
Bring gratitude
for my life force energy,
for my life force energy,
for my breath,
for my breath,
my cleansing breath,
my cleansing breath,
for my beating heart,
for my beating heart,
for my supersonic mind,
for my supersonic mind.
that supercomputer which does so much for me. It's so much faster than Google, but I just don't give it the recognition it deserves.
But I just don't give it the recognition it deserves.
And also for the people in my life,
And also for the people in my life.
the people in this room right now tapping with me,
The
People in this room tapping with me.
the collective energy of right now.
The collective energy of right now.
For RSS,
For our steps.
for the sense of community I have,
For the sense of community I have.
the opportunities I have
The opportunities I have.
from being here,
For being here.
for those in my life,
For those in my life.
near and far,
Near and far.
present or gone,
Present or gone.
who enriched my life,
Who enriched my life.
or maybe taught me life lessons,
Or maybe taught me life lessons.
whatever form it came
In whatever form they came in.
choosing gratitude.
Choosing gratitude.
Top of the head. Going solo,
Going solo.
letting go of anger.
Letting go of anger.
Just follow me here. Woohoo!
Woo-hoo!
Eyebrow, mindful eating,
Mindful eating.
consciousness
Consciousness.
as I eat my food.
As I eat my food.
Woohoo!
Woo!
Side of the eye. Strength training,
Strength training.
building bone density,
Building bone density.
releasing endorphins,
Releasing endorphins.
feeling good about myself.
Feeling good about myself.
Woohoo!
Woo-hoo!
Under the eye. Going to the gym more,
Going to the gym more.
shifting the needle
Shifting the needle.
to 3 days a week.
To 3 days a week.
And that's my baseline.
And that's my baseline.
Woohoo! Under the nose. Declutter.
Declutter.
One thing a day.
One thing a day.
I've set the baseline really low,
I set the baseline really low.
and this is so achievable.
And this is so achievable.
One thing a day.
One thing a day.
Onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
As I create more space inside of me,
As I create more space inside of me.
I'm creating more space outside of me as well.
I'm creating more space outside of me as well.
Woohoo! On the chin. More lightness,
More lightness.
giving myself some space.
Giving myself some space.
Space to breathe inside.
Space to breathe inside.
Space to honor myself.
Space to honor myself.
Space to release whatever's ready to be released.
Space to release whatever is ready to be released.
And space to welcome in.
And space to welcome in.
And let all the goodness
And let all the goodness
that is actually my birthright
that is actually my birthright
into my life.
into my life.
There is no time like now.
There is no time like now.
Woohoo! And on the collarbone. And I'm choosing to let go of anger
I am choosing to let go of anger
in whatever guise it comes.
in whatever guise it comes.
It's become a bit of a resident inside of me.
It's becoming a residence inside of me.
And I think I'm gonna give anger the eviction notice.
And I think I'm giving anger the eviction notice.
And instead, I'm getting a new tenant
Instead of getting a new tenant,
for loving myself.
loving myself.
And that tenant takes up all the space in the house.
And that takes up all the space of the house.
And that's just how I want it to be.
That's just how I want it to be.
I am welcoming in
I am welcoming in,
loving me
loving me
in 2024.
in 2024.
To under the arm, loving me
Loving me
in 2024.
in 2024.
Making space for me
Making space for me
to love myself
to love myself
more and more
more and more
in 2024.
in 2024.
And put your hands on your heart center and take a breath. And we're going to do something called 9 hearts. So you start by making 3 hearts just over your face. So just with each heart, take a breath. Just take a breath, giving yourself some love. And the next 3 hearts, you're going to do over your torso. And just breathe in that love. You want to welcome into your energetic space in 2024. Oh. And now you're going to go big all over your body. So just imagine going towards the floor and you're just in a nice big love bubble. Just while you're out there, stretch to the side and make it an all body experience. And now the ones online, just give the hearts to the screen, and the ones in the room, give it to the person on your right. Just give them 3 hearts to their face, 3 hearts to their torso, and 3 hearts all over them. And just go around the room. Yeah, give me some hearts too. I want some hearts as well. Give me hearts. And now just do the whole room and just bring in anyone, whether you're getting along or not, and you want to share some love with them, do it now. Just send them some love. Just send them some of that, that person called loving myself that's taking up residence. That person's got enough love for everybody. So just give some love. Okay, so that's it. Rub the hands together and just blow through the hand and let go of whatever you need to let go of. And then open the arms wide with palms up and head up to the ceiling and give yourself a smile. And while you're up there, wow, and we're done.
Thank you. That was peaceful.
I brought all these notes and I didn't use them.
All right.
This was peaceful.
Oh,
you.
And you have cards, you said?
yeah, I've got cards.
Oh, wonderful.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you. The online
So it's there on the
streamers say
So
thank
my
you.
website has loads of other information about EFT.
Yeah. Since I was in there.
And you want to?
Yes.
Thank you.
I get this kind of tension.
I wanted to make a comment about being online.
It was very peaceful.
Very quiet about what we feel when we.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much.
Yeah.
Hello.
I didn't see my name.
Now you got.
Hello. I want to make a comment.
I fell a year and a half ago, and it's still,
Water on it.
Did you get it? Of course, you take care of yourself.
Some people need that.
I feel I'm getting old.
It's wet.
Just say I'm not sure and just say you're feeling all this thing and just talk about what you're feeling.
I'm like.
Then start to say, but even though I
But that's what
fell,
she did for you.
like when I fell, I hit my
You
head.
don't have a picture of it when you
Break it.
No, I should have.
Even though I fell and I'm feeling all these feelings of self-judgment, I didn't break anything. Maybe that's something to be grateful for. Just keep it steady. Just keep picturing things about, because when I'm fallen, I've been able. Yeah, so you just, so it could even be that you're feeling it, not even, it's, he keeps, I'm sorry, I know it's all this. Yeah, so you just acknowledge it, whatever it is, you talk it out, just talk it out, whatever you feel it, and don't worry if you forget it. Yeah.
But then you really will look out there. 2024. This would be nice to do on
Another barber, once you.
Yeah,
get it
you
going,
just say, you say how
Tell him,
you
yeah.
tap
I
him,
never-
how you
the
feel,
paper, yeah,
not even
I
on
see
it,
you
your
taper it.
feelings about
And
it.
then what else?
Yeah.
Because they're normally feelings
Mhm.
lodged in you about
You
it,
know,
even
you
before
tell
you
me
get
what
there,
little people
and
are.
they keep saying, I'm
Yeah,
sick,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sick. You could just keep
Yeah.
doing it and say,
Yeah.
even though I've got all these
That way
feelings, I've got all
I can see
these
it.
struggles, I'm still sick.
Happy New Year.
You know, I went from just tapping,
You know anything.
Croatia when I was 4, to Italy when I was 9, to the US.
Oh,
This job still around.
I'll look at that. You know, I gotta see
Solo.
my schedule.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. You can just say I'm flying solo. So I'm giving up all this struggle in my, flying solo, I'm flying.
Hybrid, yeah.
Yeah, and I do
Thank
have
you,
Wednesday.
you're welcome.
Online.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay, so it's on the schedule, right? Okay, I'll look for it.
You know, on Thursday, is it still, the drama thing? I forgot what it's called.
I think so. Okay.
But it's never listed in the,
You know,
what do you call it?
I think it's kind of a.
give her a monitor.
I know, and I never know what's happening. That's it.
Yeah.
If I could give her my
Go
phone
away.
number, I mean, my email.
One o'clock at calendar, yeah. 1 o'clock every Thursday. Talk to her then.
Very good, very good.
So Barbara, this is Linda.
Hi, nice to meet you. I met briefly this morning.
She told me that. And the three of us, we Tai Chi at 7 o'clock in the morning.
7 a.m.
Oh, where?
When we can get outside.
Oh, just yourselves?
No.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh, the fire breaks.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Leave the house at 6:45 in the morning. I'm free.
I practice, I'm up early in the morning, so I can see that. Yeah, no, there's something nice about being out.
Yeah.
I like more.
Yes, you're back home by 8:15.
We're building on cold tolerance, because
That's
what's
what we're-
cold, I put it, is no longer cold. But yeah, it's okay, it's time to get out with thermal underwear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we find that these two classes are complete?
What do you mean?
That has been here forever, and now I would like
This
to.
is only this month. Right now, it's only scheduled for this month. And,
And it's Wednesday, at 11.
yeah, right now, Wednesday's at 11, just through January. I don't know if we're gonna continue it, but right now, that's all it is.
They don't record it?
It is recorded.
Oh, so I
It
can
is
see it.
recorded, so you
Oh,
could,
because then I
yes,
can-
I'm gonna put it on, YouTube. So
Oh,
you
good.
could always do that another
Yeah,
time if
yeah,
you wanna do
good.
it here in class.
Yeah, because after my surgery, I need the exercise.
Yeah, no, that's
But
fine.
I have no idea because I also need
Oh,
my
I'm
strength.
putting it on YouTube.
To get my
It's on
body,
ours and-
I get my body moving on here for the year.
On
I'm doing therapy all this time.
I go
And
to
then
school
I
and I
was
put you
3
Yes,
months of
and then I
rehab.
look for RSS.
Now I need
RSS,
to
search for
back,
RSS,
yeah.
and it'll be on the RSS has or Riverdale City
I
Services.
think I
And they have
have.
all of a lot of our classes are on there.
And the recordings.
There you go. So thank you so much. Take care.
Good.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I think you tried it, but I've never done it. What do they have today?
Can you take the lunch order?
No, I think I'm not. I'm doing mindful eating.
And why is this?
I wanted to make a comment. Can
I'm
you
sorry,
hear
what?
me?
Yes.
I wanted to make a comment.
Yes, what is that?
When I was watching the class, the person who is teaching is far too small. They're far, far, far away from the camera. And you can't see it virtually very well.
Okay, that's good information. So
Okay.
I will let her know for next time that she needs to stand closer.
That's right.
Okay.
Or
all right, no,
move the
thank you.
camera closer or something, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out, but no, that's good information to have because there's no way, for us to so we know for next time.
Okay, thank you. That's why I wanted to say something.
Yeah, no, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay,
right,
thank you.
take
very
care.
much.
Bye-bye.
Who is this woman?
Huh?
Me, who is this woman?
I'm virtual. I'm taking the class virtually.
She's a class.
Talking about myself, I don't recognize myself when I
Oh.
see myself in these things sometimes.
Okay, have a good day.